Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Street Life Committee meeting of Community Board 8. For the record, today's Tuesday, May 3rd, 6:30 p.m. Couple of rules of the road. I'm Abraham Salcido. I chair this committee. So the order of operations for today is I'm going to go through the agenda, call on the applicant and or the representative, ask them to state their name and give us a little summary of their application. It's always helpful if you tell us your food drink ratio, hours of operation, if you're ADA compliant, and whether there's any outdoor space. That'll help expedite some of the questions which may arise from committee members. Just a reminder, any action taken here will then be going to the full board for voting on at the full board meeting. And then I will, after the applicant and the representative, I will invite members of the public to comment on each application. And after that, I will call on my fellow committee members for any questions, comments on that application. And with that, one other point on just a quorum. Wanted to just let everyone know, we're here to hear everybody out. We respect everyone's opinion. So I ask everyone to be respectful of others and behave in a inviting decorum type fashion. Please direct all comments to me, the chair. I'd like to avoid as much crosstalk as possible. Anyone who behaves in a manner contrary to this will be muted. So Will or Zachary, if there's any issues, I'll just give you the nod. And with that, we're ready to proceed, and I will now hand it over to you, Zachary, for the technical rules.
Perfect. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. If this is your first time joining us, everyone will remain muted throughout the meeting except for the chair and the presenters. Following the presentation, the chair will call on members of the public wishing to speak. You can participate by going to the reactions icon, pressing raise hand, not the wave or thumbs up buttons. Only press it once. If you press it a second time, your hand will go back down. If you're on the phone, it is *9 to raise hand and *6 to unmute. Be on the lookout for a prompt asking you to confirm unmuting once the chair calls on you. The chat is for technical support only to help with Zoom software problems, not to ask questions of the chair. They will not see the chats. If you have an older version of Zoom, you will need to go to the participant section where you will find the raise hand feature there. Please do not raise your actual hand or wave at the screen because we may not be able to see you. Chat me, I'm here for support.
Great, thank you. And just to make sure we're aligned in terms of committee members, I have myself, Kaz, Elaine Walsh, Evan Meyerson, Mark Tamayo, and public member Robin Seligson. Am I missing anyone?
No.
Raise your hand, but I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good, awesome. Well, then with that, we'll start with the first application, item 1. Do I have the representative Serafina to
go? Kevin and Max Bookman, are you here from Serafina? If you are, please raise your hand. If you go to the bottom of your screen, press the reactions and press the raise hand icon and unmute you. So that's Kevin, Max Bookman, or Soriora from Serafina.
Okay, why don't we give them another minute, and in the meantime, I'll move on to the next application, which is 1B. Do I have a representative for Sandro? I think I see them. Hi there, welcome.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Oh, I don't think I can hear you, Riley.
Just check to see if you have some Bluetooth headphones or something like that connected that maybe.
That better, guys?
Yeah,
There we go.
much better.
Okay, so my apologies. So yes, Riley Maud here as the representative from Helbron and Levy for Sandro. I will be walking you guys through the specifics of the application tonight, but before we do that, I would like to have Sandro just give a quick overview of who he is. So Sandro, if you would like to go.
Sure. Thanks, Riley. Hello, everyone. My name is Sandro Fioriti. Me, along with my mother and my father, we ran Sandro's restaurant over on 81st Street between 1st and 2nd Avenue for the past 16 years. We just recently closed back in February. And, we love the community. We think that the community is what kind of makes our restaurant who we are. So it only feels right to reopen back on the Upper East Side.
Wonderful. You're right.
Great. Yeah, so as you guys heard, Sandro has previously had a restaurant in the Upper East Side for the past 16 years. This concept is going to be the exact same restaurant. He's just moving locations. This restaurant is now going to be 322 East 86th Street. As Sandro mentioned, it's going to be an Italian restaurant. And it's actually going to be a license transfer for the existing place right now that is Little Frog, the French restaurant. So we'll be taking over that space. The hours of operation are going to be Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. to 11 p.m., Saturday, 12 p.m. to 12 a.m., Sunday, 12 p.m. to 10 p.m., and there's also outdoor seating, and that will be open from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. every night. It will close by 10 p.m. The space is for less than 75 people. Or excuse me, sorry, we're still getting the certificate of occupancy for that, so my apologies. But there's going to be one bar with 8 seats. On the inside, we have 14 tables with 56 seats. The outside sidewalk cafe will be just 4 tables with 2 chairs at each, so 8 tables total. And the DOT roadway will be 7 tables with 20 chairs. There's going to just be background recorded music only. There's no TVs, no promoted events, no dancing. There are windows that open, but Sandro has told me that we will be closing the windows at 6 p.m. daily, so we don't disturb anybody. Not that we believe that we will with just background music only. There's also a backyard area, but we are not going to be using that. Just wanted to make you aware. And yeah, this is, a true restaurant. This isn't going to be any bar, any nightclub, anything like that. True restaurant. And we believe we're going to do about 80% in sales for food, and only 20% of revenue will be drinks. And with that, if you guys have any questions for Sandro and I, we would be more than happy to address them for you.
That is great. Thank you for that thorough explanation. Very helpful. Before I go to the public, I just want to, since you did mention it, would you guys be willing to stipulate to the no use of the rear yard?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Okay, then with that, do I have any members of the public with questions or comments on this application? Okay, I'm seeing none for Sandro. In that case, I will go to my committee members. Marco.
Thank you, Abraham. I want to be very short. You are not planning to use the rear yard. Is that correct?
Yeah, no, sorry, let me just cut in here. The rear yard, actually, you have to go through the kitchen also. I mean, in order to be able to have guests there is, it's not even feasible. So no.
Okay. Thank you.
Great. And then cause.
Yeah, you mentioned there's a street structure. Does that follow the DOT guidelines, or is it fully enclosed?
That is going to be pursuant to the DOT program. So it's, I believe, Sandro, right now, it's just the 3-wall structure, right?
It's a 3-wall structure, which is on the DOT street. As far as the sidewalk cafe, which the previous owner even had a sidewalk cafe license, there is absolutely no structure on the sidewalk. When we do place the tables out, there's going to be at least, we're going to try to keep at least a 9-foot clearance, even if it has to be an 8-foot clearance. And I know they just recently passed a An inspection with the DOT, there was no issues there. And, this is something that's going to be grandfathered in. I'm not making any changes or adding anything.
But the street structure, does that have walls all the way? Does it have a ceiling
It's three-sided and it has a ceiling.
which is against the DOT guidelines?
Not for a street structure.
Yes, it is. Anyway, that's for the future, but if you look at the DOT guidelines, it is a platform, 3'6" on three sides, no ceiling, no permanent structure. But anyway, that's not for this.
Yeah, no problem. I just wanted to address that quick for you and just let you know that, obviously the DOT program right now is temporary. So if, the city gets in place their their permanent program, that, will ensure that we are fully compliant to the full extent of the program and the law.
Yeah, thank you.
Great. I saw Sam Vargas. Are you a member of the public for this item?
Sam, if you look at the bottom of your screen, you can press unmute. Sam, if you're there, you are able to unmute.
Okay, maybe they've stepped away. So I'll go to Elaine.
Yeah, thank you. Kaz covered most of what I was going to ask, but wanted to check for deliveries, you will be using your own delivery people, or are you going to be using those different delivery companies?
We plan on using the different delivery companies. However, there's only going to be one set of delivery drivers, and that's just going to be solely used through Relay.
Okay, and where were they going to station themselves? We have a major problem in that area with delivery people lined up on the bikes waiting for orders.
Hey, Riley, if I can jump in here quickly, just because, thank you. Just because I've had this issue before with using different delivery companies, and it always made a problem, not only with people on the sidewalk trying to get by, even people trying to get into the business. So the reason why we partnered with Relay, and I have used them for the past 3 years, is because the drivers only arrive when I mark the order to be ready. So there will never be a long queue. If the order is never ready, then the drivers don't come to the business. So it is simply, I mark the order ready, they come in, they come out. It's very quick. There's no piling up of drivers on the sidewalk.
So are these bicyclists or cars?
I'm sorry, I say drivers, it's bicycles.
Okay, thank you. And what about garbage? How are you handling that? Where are you going to put it, given that you have in the roadbed a shed?
Garbage would come out on a daily basis, and recycling as well. And then every morning, like how we've always done, everything gets washed extensively to prevent any sort of buildup.
Okay, because the garbage can't be put on the roadbed on the side of your shed that is next to the traffic lane.
No, but there is a space that is currently in between the two spots where we can put it. That is what the current operator has told me.
Okay, we'll see with what all the changes. Okay, thank you.
Do I have any motions? Marco?
Oh, thank you, Abraham. I need to ask a couple of questions more. The first thing, did I hear that you said that the meeting on the full will be in the full board? I think it's not. I think will be in line use, which is a different date. Will, he can confirm it, whatever it is, but he has to confirm when it's gonna be the meeting. I don't think it's in the full board. If I'm not wrong, you can correct me, but I think it will be in line use. Will knows very well. And the issue that I would like to raise is, cause raised the point, a very strong point, that yes, we approve or we're approve the outside structures, and the issue is they are not in compliance with the DOT rules. And I strongly the counselor, he can check the DOV web, and also there is a video to explain exactly properly. But I don't want to pick on you, by the way, but I would like to see that the committee has to stand up for something uniform for everybody. We respect with the garbage. Look, the other I have to come to say thank you so much, Andrew Fine. He is a member of the community, and I saw him. He was having his time, his money, and put it something against the rats, because the rats is populated in 86th Street, and that's unacceptable for any condition. And thank you, Andrew, for doing that. I think you're doing a great job. However, the business also in some way are responsible, because I understand you put the garbage outside, but these rats, I think it has to have something coordinated between cause and you, Abraham. Cause is exactly the environmental co-chair. And I think we have to keep discussing, because restaurants, I know they're doing business, they're doing very well, and I'm not opposing them, but we have to figure out something to avoid these problems in that street, specific, and the whole community war. And I think that is this point that I would like to raise. And I don't want to pick this client either. The only thing at this time, even that I shouldn't say that, I would like to call the question or motion to approve.
Okay. Thank you, Marco. And yes, thank you also for the clarification. Yes, Street Life Committee report will be Wednesday, May 11th at the Land Use Committee. So I will second the motion to approve. If anyone objects, let me know. Otherwise, I'd say let's call the question. If anyone opposes calling the question, let me know. Otherwise, we'll go to the roll. And so there's a motion to approve with the stipulation to not use the rear yard. So if anyone's voting no, not voting for cause, give me a sign. Otherwise, this will be a motion to approve on that basis. All right, great. Well, thank you very much, Sandro and Riley, and good luck to you, Sandro, and glad to have you staying in the neighborhood.
Thank you very much. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Okay. Now, do we have the applicant for Serafina joining us yet? Mr. Bookman?
I don't see his name here.
Okay, we will continue with the next item. So do I have a representative for item 1C, Harajuku Japanese Inc.?
So that's Sherry. I see Sherry. Sherry, you can unmute.
Hi there.
Hello. Hi, good evening.
Hi.
Hi. So I'm the representative of this location. So this location is a Japanese restaurant. It's not that big, with a small bar with 7 seats, and there's 9 tables with 34 seats. And the time of open is Monday to Thursday. It's from 11:30 to 10 o'clock. And the Friday is 11 to 11, and the weekends, I think 11 to 11.
Okay, and thank you very much for the recording. I have 80% food, 20% drinks.
Yes, yes.
No outdoor space.
No.
Nope. Okay. Great. And then in that case, I will inquire if there's any members of the public for this application. Seeing none, I will go to committee member Marco.
Yeah, I would like to propose a motion to approve and then to speak. The motion is I recommend this. all the Chinese restaurants, usually the hours of operation are extremely reasonable. The only concern that I have is the deliveries. And I think we have to start looking at deliveries. And with that, thank you.
Thank you, Marco. I second your motion. Okay, seeing no other. Elaine.
Yes. How will you be dealing with deliveries?
So for we don't have our own delivery, so we will use a third party for the delivery.
And how will you manage that? Because we have a major problem with the bikes lining up on the sidewalks and the streets waiting to pick up the delivery. So what is your system to have an efficient delivery system that accommodates the rest of the community?
I think the manager is here, and I will let the manager to explain to you.
Okay.
So
what is his name?
the
manager?
name is he's here. Well, let me.
Ron.
Is Ron? Okay.
Yeah.
Ron.
Oh, okay. Okay, Ron, you can unmute. There you go. You are unmuted, Ron.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
So when order is ready, we will confirm it's ready for pickup, and then the delivery. Hi. Hello.
Yeah, hi. Sorry, could you repeat that? We
So-
couldn't hear. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, it's for the delivery question. So once we press it's ready for pickup, then the delivery guy will come. So I don't think there's gonna be a problem when all the delivery guys gonna standing outside.
Do you have one company or many companies that are doing
We
delivery?
have Uber Eats and DoorDash and the Grand Hub.
And these will be by bike or by car?
By bike.
Okay, because we have a major problem with the delivery services double parking in front of the restaurants. A major problem with the delivery people on bikes who just line up and block the street. And you're on 2nd Avenue between 72nd and 73rd?
Yes.
Right. So you're right. Are you on the west side or the east side of the avenue? Going
Oh,
down,
we are east
right?
side.
You're on the left side going downtown.
Left side.
East side.
No, west side, I believe. Looking at the photos.
Do you know where it's?
1393.
I think that usually is the east side of the avenue, the odd numbers, I think.
Okay.
Why I raise it is you're right near the subway for the queue line. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of congestion there with the vendors blocking the sidewalk. I assume, are you on the corner there on 73rd or in the middle?
In the middle.
In the
Not
middle.
front. Yeah.
Okay, so you may have some problems with the vendors blocking your frontage. And that could cause an increase in garbage if you don't monitor it, okay? Because the vendors don't take care of that. So we ask you to make sure the front of your restaurant is kept clean, and including the tree pits, and maybe you could help plant some bushes in the tree pits.
Okay.
Be very, would you agree to that?
Yes.
Yes.
We will take care of that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. See another hand, Andrew?
Hi, I'd just like to note that there's absolutely no assurance that vehicles won't be picking up on deliveries. It's just the way the services work. We don't know if it's vehicles or bikes. So if in the event that there are several vehicles double parking in front of your business, we would, or at least the community would like some assurance that you're able to chase them off or prevent them from clogging the avenue while picking up, because we've seen this frequently with delivery services. It's not just bikes, it's definitely vehicles as well.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you, Andrew. Boaz?
So just a general comment to the community board regarding deliveries apps. So usually the guys have all the apps installed, the guys that basically do the delivery. They have the DoorDash, they have the Seamless, they have the Uber Eats. That's how they work. And that's basically they pick up orders. Now the restaurant itself, they don't have any control. So those, I don't know why you are asking the business to manage Uber Seamless. Your question should go to the city. They give the permit to those companies, and the small business just don't have any control on that. It is what it is. That's my 2 cents. Thank you.
Thank you. The reason we do that is because, again, we're trying to take a holistic, comprehensive approach.
I fully understand, but they don't have, it's.
I let you speak. It's my turn. So I understand that it's not under control. The city has to regulate them, that we need to bring them and have a dialogue with them as well. However, we try to say that everyone can do what they can to help control this big problem. So we're not here to pick on the establishments. We have other committees that reach out and seek to bring in the delivery services, work with DOT, the city generally. So that's the only point I'm trying to make. So thank you for that. Elaine, back to you.
Thank you, Abraham. I think you've said what I was going to say, but indeed, restaurants can control deliveries. They know how to do it. It's in their business plan. We only ask them to try, and if they don't succeed, then we will try to help them. We've had this in other areas, and we have been able to reduce the congestion. So thank you.
Okay, so we've had a motion to approve and a second. So I'd like to call the question if anyone is objecting to that. Andrew, I think we're not in the, we're done with the public. We're just going to the committee at this point. So any committee members opposing to calling the question, give me a sign. Otherwise, we'll go to the roll. This is a motion to approve. And if you're voting no, not voting for cause, please give me a sign. Otherwise, this will go as a yes approval. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm scrolling through. I still don't see representative. So I will carry on with our next candidate. So do I have a representative for item? Oh, this is also Max Bookman. Do I have? All right, Steve Dieter. Yes. So the representative for DBA Plug Uglies.
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Good, doing well. My partner Brian is on as well. I don't
great.
think he raised hand, but it's Brian's iPhone in the participants. So yeah, hi, my name is Dieter. I represent Plug Uglies. Plug Uglies is a neighborhood bar in Gramercy that's been there for about 25 years now. We actually came before CB8 about 6 years ago, actually looking to do a Plug Uglies up here in the American trash space. But that deal unfortunately fell through. Just couldn't get a deal done with the landlord. But with Bar Coastal closing, I've been in the neighborhood my whole life. So with Bar Coastal closing, a really kind of well-known, well-located bar, we were looking to do the Plug Uglies concept up there. The space itself is in really good condition. We're not looking to do a ton of construction. We're looking to do some cosmetic upgrades. I mean, it's a 30-year-old bar. There's definitely things that have to be just fixed. We generally like the layout. From what we submitted, it's very similar to what was there beforehand. We're not looking to make any adjustments to the windows, the way the windows operate. The hours of operation, which we listed as 12 to 4, was what, as we were aware of, was what their hours were for the last 30 some odd years. Plug Uglies, a little bit of a history about that. We had a bar called Finnerty's that was located down in the East Village, big Bay Area sports following. When that closed due to the pandemic, a lot of those followers came to Plug Uglies because that bar was still open. So that's another reason why I know 4 o'clock is generally frowned on out there. But the reality is we really have at this point, between the craft and carries, which we opened up with you guys less than a year ago on 2nd and 85th. We have really no 311 complaints at any of our establishments. We use the same pre-recorded music system at all of our establishments. We're actually going to be doing some baffling and some soundproofing. Just like I said, it's currently just a bare ceiling, and we're going to be doing some cosmetic work, but we'll be doing additional soundproofing up there. We've seen great success with that also for heating reasons and cooling reasons. So generally, we're looking to have a food menu that's going to be friendly. We know the history of Atomic Wings in there and the idea of doing good wings and things like that, keeping up that tradition. We're going to be doing those sort of things. We are going to have televisions in there, but we try to cater to, we are literally the definition of a neighborhood watering hole. You know, we've been on 21st Street and 3rd Avenue as Plug Uglies since 1997. We moved in 2015 when the buildings were getting knocked down. We purchased the bar across the street, gave it a really nice aesthetic upgrade. We don't price ourselves to attract problems. We don't play music at volume to cause problems or get 311 complaints. Looking into the bar coastal space, it doesn't seem like there's been a history of 311 complaints regarding noise or any other outstanding issues, but obviously we're pretty much proactive when it comes to these issues. If there's a known neighbor who has a problem, or if there's been a known condition about delivery, right now, just as I've heard the other participants being asked, right now delivery is a very small concern. That's not something we're focusing on right now. Our food is going to be probably 60-40 liquor food. I just want to be honest, it's probably going to be somewhere around there. We're going to try to get that up because it's a very nice kitchen. We about 5 months ago opened a roast beef concept in the City Court building on 53rd Street called Joseph Brothers, where we just did a great kitchen and we've really been pumping out really good food. So I think we're trying to take some of that expertise and bring that here. So we've been working at doing a new Plug Uglies for a long time. We just think it's a really good fit and we love the neighborhood.
Great, thank you. Thank you for your thorough introduction and explanation. So firstly, I will go to inquire if there's any members of the public on this application. Seeing none, I will go to my fellow, Andrew, and then Dylan.
Hi, thanks. Sorry, I'm not on video. There I am. I just wanted to say that I approve of this particular vendor, and I wish him luck in that space. I hope it works out for him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Do I see hand for Dylan?
Hi. Before I go any further, I just wanted to clarify. Did you say you opened the Craft and Carry on 85th?
Yeah, so the Craft and Carry was, we appeared, I think it was like June of last year or so, and we opened, I think it was, right around end of July, I think, or
Yes.
give or take. So I might have popped in, it might have been maybe 2 months prior. But yeah, we opened last year on 85th and 2nd Avenue. It's actually been amazing. We had 2,000 loyalty members from the Upper East Side zip codes. We've done fundraisers with public schools up there. It's really been we knew it was going to be good coming to the neighborhood, and I hope your experience has been good there.
Yeah, my experience has been amazing. I absolutely love the place. I was there just last Friday. It's a wonderful, relaxed and high quality atmosphere. I think it's a big boon to my experience being a resident nearby there. And hearing that you're opening up another place, particularly another place that's going to have more food options than Craft and Carry, is really exciting. And I just wanted to voice my full support for this restaurant and plan. And thank you very much for running Craft and Carry the way you have.
Dude, you're very welcome. Thank you, Dylan.
Thank you for your kind words. Appreciate that.
Really, thank you.
Great. So before I go to my fellow committee members, I just wanted to hold you to a couple of things you said. You said about the soundproofing. Would you be okay if I put that as a stipulation for?
Yeah,
okay.
100%. We're doing that anyway.
Great. And then similarly with the hours of operation, the doors and windows. So typically we ask applicants that doors and windows are closed by 10 for noise purposes. So
that won't be I'm so sorry to speak over you. The main facade is actually just hard glass, so those don't open. And it's just going to be the outdoor permanent seating that's going to be openable. And so yeah, that won't be an issue. There's no reason to have people won't want to be sitting there eating or drinking with the doors just necessarily open right there. So it's not like windows. So yeah, no problem.
Okay, great. So we'll go to Elaine first.
I just wanted to clarify, is your food going to initially be more bar food, or is it a sit-down restaurant also?
It's going to be initially more bar food. What we've been seeing is we've been doing comfort food at our other location. It's all roast beef sandwiches. So we roast the meat and everything like that. We've been seeing great success with that sort of less fusion concept, less sort of, and just going, oh, a little bit more meat and potatoes. But the reality is it's a pretty good kitchen that they had there. So we're looking to do something better than what you've seen at other places. That's our whole goal.
Okay, so high-end bar food.
Better than you would find at other places. Or it's just a better version of it. 100%. That's the goal. We're not going to be finding frozen beef patties, throwing them on the grill. It's not going to be just like, oh yeah, the same onion rings you've seen at every single place in the world. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because you've got a tough spot because that's a very busy avenue right there. You've got Agata, you've got some small barbershop, et cetera, and you circle the corner. So you're on 78th and then come around on 1st. And so that's tough. Where do you see having your garbage laid out and cleaning up that corner? Because that corner is not very nice.
Sure. So it's actually, the nice thing is the exit from the basement where the garbage will be kept is all the way at the end on 78th Street. So it's not anywhere near the corner. So it's all the way at the back. There's a rear entrance into the side that the garbage and the kegs will all be delivered. So no deliveries will come on that side. Everything will be generally taken just on the side entrance through the basement.
Okay, that's a very busy street. And as you know, we hope there will be construction on the corner of Crescent.
I think there will be. So, I mean, we totally anticipate. Like I just got married a month and a half ago at St. Vincent Ferrer and Holy Trinity Cathedral. So, I mean, I'm all in on the neighborhood here. So I love it. I'm excited and that's another reason why, frankly, with the hours is we've seen with all the restaurants that have been opening, industry people that are just working in the neighborhood are looking for places that are open after the other restaurants are closed. So there's some benefit, but anyway, just any other questions?
Great. And that's where I went to high school. So.
Oh, hey, there you go. Perfecto.
Good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Marco.
Well, motion to approve.
Great. I will second that motion. Marco, do you want to call a question? Yeah, I think there it is.
Yeah, I would like to call the question too.
Perfect. Great. If anyone's opposed, give me a sign. Otherwise, we're going to give this as a motion to approve. So if you're voting no, not voting for cause, raise your hand. Otherwise, we will wish Plug Uglies a good welcome and very good luck.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Really.
Thank you, community board.
Thank you.
Much
Okay. Now, do we have a representative for our friend Gracie?
We do. Kathleen is here.
Hi, Kathleen.
So Kathleen, if you're here, you can unmute.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Okay, good, thank you.
Good.
Okay, so this is Gracie's Diner. I think you probably know because there's Gracie's Diner in your neighborhood. Same owners. Actually, my understanding is that location is going to be closing, and so they'll be moving to this location. This was originally Mexicoma, another group of people that I know well that just couldn't make it there, so they closed up. So Steve Nikolakakos took the lease from the landlord. It's going to be 33 seats inside. There's also an enclosed cafe, which has been there for forever. I don't know what's going to happen with that, because now with DCA being gone, it was a licensed enclosed cafe. Not sure what will happen with that. But that has 21 seats. And then there's 18 stools around the counter. It's a diner type of atmosphere. It is 24 hours as the Gracie's is now. It had a liquor license under Mexicoma. That license was turned in, and they're taking one. There's no other outside seating except for, the enclosed cafe, which is part of it. As far as music is concerned, it's just background music. So if there's anything else I can answer.
Great, thank you. I'll see if there's anyone from the public on this item. Seeing none, then I will go to cause.
Yeah, hi Kathleen.
Hey,
Mexicoma, or that building, it is grandfathered, so the enclosed outdoor cafe is permanent. That was under the new zoning.
Okay,
Mexicoma had a structure on the street which was demolished by Con Ed, or are they intending to put a new one up on 85th Street?
No, the only thing they're intending is the enclosed cafe, that's all.
Okay, well, that's permanent, so that's grandfathered. Okay, move to approve.
I'll have to come to you for all my information on enclosed cafes. Thank you, Gus.
Thanks, Cos. Marco, then Elaine.
Thank you. I would like to second the cause motion.
Great, wonderful. Thank you. Elaine?
Just wanted to ask about your process for deliveries.
Yes.
And you have your own delivery?
We have our own, yes. So no, we're not using any outside deliveries. It will be bicycle delivery.
Okay. And your garbage will be placed where?
You know what? I don't know where the garbage is placed. I'm not sure. I can't really answer that question, but I'll make sure it's placed correctly.
Okay.
How's that?
Okay, that's all I want.
Great. You want to call the question, Elaine? Yep, I saw her say it. Okay, great. If anyone opposes, let me know. Otherwise, we will go to the roll, and this is a motion to approve. So if you're voting no, not voting for cause, give me a sign. Otherwise, it'll go as a yes vote, and we will say thank you very much and good luck on that location.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Have a good evening.
Likewise. Okay, then lastly, do we see a representative for Serafina to go?
So Kevin, if you're here, or Max Bookman or Soriora, if you're here, please use the reactions icon and raise hand. Max, Kevin, Soriora. I don't see.
Or chat Zachary, if you're here, go to the chat feature.
Okay, seeing none. In the meantime, Elaine?
Yeah, this was one of the applicants I was very interested in. The space that they're going to go into has never been a restaurant. So I wanted to get an understanding of their AV system, the air conditioning and heating. And it says Serafina to go. Does that mean it's you just go in and pick up, or are they going to have tables and chairs for eating? And I ask because they're asking for the wine, etc. license. And in order for that to go out, it's got to be a substantial meal with it. So I was concerned at that. And also an understanding of, how they're going to reconfigure their space and accommodate the smells that could come from the cooking. That's a big issue in the area. And so given it's never been a restaurant, what is the system that they're doing? It's more, and the bicycle problem there is really bad. So there are a lot of questions. I would wish them well, but I really want to understand what's going on in that space.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I feel the same way, and we would make sure after we take our hands that we roll them over Zachary to get them and reach out to them and kind of inquire, because I know Max usually, Mr. Bookman's pretty good about appearing, so let's get them back on the roll. Okay, so Andrew, then cause.
Living right on the corner where this Serafina will be placed, apparently, I have several questions. It's unfortunate that they're not here right now. The plaza that abuts their proposed to-go restaurant is a privately owned public space, which is open to the community. Local community members, mainly elderly, call the space the wall because they literally sit on the wall and they socialize and they enjoy each other's company. And we know how socialization is important to everybody of all ages. I'm wondering the impact of this space in terms of, are they going to have a street shed? Are they proposing to encroach on the privately owned public space? What are they going to do with delivery bikes? Because we already have, we have to chase these guys away. They come 10, 12, 15 at a time, parking near the wall. I'm concerned about their garbage, obviously, because we've had this particular block on 3rd Avenue between 84th and 85th. I know the building has done their best. We have a board member that lives in the building that's done his best to try to clean the entire block, even employing wildcats to clean the block every week or twice a week at the building's expense. And we did have an incident with Sweet Green nearby, which is on that same block, and they've actually corrected their actions and containerized their garbage now, and they're doing a much, much better job. But in addition to all that, I'm really curious about the venting, because you're in basically a 2-story retail space. And even though I understand that they're using mainly electrical appliances to cook pizzas, I'm wondering where all that smell goes, because it's going to be a very, very high turnover space, and they're at the foot of a 37-story building. I don't know how they're going to vent this or what their plan is, so I'd love to hear it. Those are some of our concerns that live around the corner, and we'd really like to see Serafina here to answer those questions. Thank you.
And rest assured, we will not allow them to proceed without having those questions answered and having them appear before us. Cause.
Yeah, I mean, all these questions, we have no idea. I think we should make sure that they do not get the license. And I mean, we can be asking 1,000 questions. Without them, it's useless. So I move to adjourn.
Thank you, Cause. Okay. Unless there's any other questions or hands, we will roll them over and have them come back so we can get these questions answered. And Marco.
One question. There are all business, new business, or no, we don't call that? We should.
Do you have any new business or old business?
Well, the new business that should be the discussion is about deliveries. When somebody said that the restaurant doesn't have power for those companies that delivery, yes, they have a power because they can fire whatever they want. If they have complained some deliveries company doesn't do the job, the restaurant can fire them, and that's it, very simple, and find somebody else that does the job properly. So this is I would like to discuss. The other issue that I would like to discuss is we had to raise the issue that about the compliance of the DOT, even though that we are not the enforcers, but clearly we can have the video that DOT has, and everybody can educate what their own DOT regulations said and what in reality is happening in the whole city, not in our community only. So we had to find out some way to discuss this issue and figure it out, because the delivery, I'm changing in the area of the delivery. The delivery, well, we have been blind so far because of this period. And I think it's time to go back to the normal and go back to request that the bikes should behave properly according with the traffic laws. And we have to help the business to do that. We have to tell them what to do, advise properly, because we are not against business. We support business. We would like to help business. But if they manage poorly, we have to stop that. So this is the two issues that we have to keep discussing every meeting that we can. It's very tough, all of these two issues, because one leads to another one, which is basically the garbage the garbage lead to the rats, and the rats. This is a serious problem in the community war, and cause should be discussing this issue. He writes very good issues, cause, and thank you. But the point is, we have to see the quality of life of our neighborhood start to bring him back. Little by little. He apparently looks like this pandemic period's gone, then it's coming back, but we have to live with them, and we have to improve our standard of living like I used to be before. And that is basically my concern, and we have to find out a common ground to figure out something. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Marco. And on the bicycles, I'm again. I know I've proposed this for several years now, but I will reach out again to Will because I think not to Will, to Russell, because I do think we need to try it again with our new elected officials to have a forum where we do invite the delivery entities, because if we don't have their voice, we're working in a vacuum by ourselves, and they are obviously they do have control, even though they don't consider them employees, etc. But we need to have all hands in one forum together to discuss, elected officials, ourselves, the small businesses, and the entities themselves. So I will raise that again so we can move forward on that, and also the city in terms of DOT enforcement, etc. It's a holistic approach we need to take, and I think we need to revisit that again. So thank you for that. And then lastly, or maybe not lastly, Leo, you have your hand up.
Yes. So I think you may have skipped old business, and so I wanted to raise a point of old business, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I actually exactly 1 year ago, in March of 2021, I think we came before this board, and basically we're asking for some assistance in connection with a restaurant, Cafe Bon Justo, on 236 East 77th between 2nd and 3rd Avenue. And so I don't know whether the board members recall. I know some were at that meeting and some were not, but I don't know if it's helpful to provide a little bit of background there, but it seems like
go ahead and provide a summary for those that may not have been, but I remember it dealt, some of it was with the rear yard and also the front outdoor seating. But
it's not really about the front, it's really only about the rear yard. And actually I was very happy to hear your and the committee's specific responses and stipulations in connection with Sandro's about them not using their rear yard, because I think as was what happened last year, I think there have been changes, but they basically have started using their rear yard again. So in May of 2021, we came before the board. We explained the circumstance, and I think with the assistance of Max van der Vliet at that point in time, and he was incredibly helpful in trying to open up dialogue with the restaurant. And the restaurant did appear with a representative at the June meeting, June 2021. And, obviously there were, particular discussions that are made, questions asked, in particular about the use of the backyard. They had built construction over the backyard, that at some point they had to cut, holes in the fences and installed air conditioners. And I think even Marco had asked a question about their certificate of occupancy. And they had made assurances that they had the CO to cover the backyard space, they would produce it, and it was never produced. And so there had been some assurances from the restaurant that they would reduce that usage of the backyard, which actually never really happened. The representative had provided her number. She stopped working there approximately like 2 weeks after she appeared before the board. And nothing was really done until, and in some effect, really kind of, to the credit of the neighbors, I think to some extent, is filing these various 311 complaints, et cetera, that the Department of Buildings actually had gone and investigated and had served them with like a series of violations for construction violations in the back, as well as and they confirmed that they do not have a CO covering that usage. And so those violations, and I think they're under like oath summons, and so their oath violations had been outstanding. My understanding is that I don't know what the process is exactly with oath, but these 3 violations had been rescheduled. So I think the first time it came up, it was sometime, I believe in like September of last year, they were supposed to appear. They postponed it and got it to postpone to December. They think they postponed it again till February. As of the February date, they defaulted on all of them, but I think they have some ability to revive it. And so they've now rescheduled it and revived it back to like July. So basically they have not really responded to any of the DOB's violation notices. They did ultimately take down the structure because, obviously there are complaints that are made, and that's clearly a visible evidence of their use. And during the winter, because of their outdoor space, they don't, they have outdoor space in the front of their building, and it seems like they probably didn't really need to use the backyard space, so they stopped using that space and cleaned it up. And as of really only earlier this month or April, they've started putting tables back in the back again with string lights across. They probably have a dozen tables seating like 20 odd people, and started reusing the rear space again, and have not remedied their CO, and continued to obviously serve and even serve alcohol back there. So obviously in violation of their liquor license. So like Marco said, like we're not, we're in support of supporting small businesses in the region, and we're not against that, but not to the detriment, not to the expense of the quality of life. And so this is a backyard space that faces an entirely residential area. It's like the donut inside of the block between 76 and 76 and 2nd and 3rd Avenue. There may be some other like commercial spaces there, but no other spaces have commercial backyard usage in that sense. And I know that in our last discussions that the committee itself is not supportive of utilizing this kind of space for backyard dining and these kind of backyard activities. And given that they don't have a CO, like they shouldn't be using this space. So I guess the question is, we've tried to do what we can, and we're trying to figure out like, where can we get help? What can the committee, what can the community board do to help us in this particular circumstance? So I know with respect to the Street Life Committee itself, there is the ability to approve these kinds of liquor licenses for the establishments within the community. So they haven't come before the board to seek to expand their liquor license because they haven't really done anything with their CO. So like, if they were ever to come up, one thing we would ask is that the board deny any kind of expansion of their liquor license covering the backyard. But I think we also need some assistance to try to pressure them or to push them to not use this backyard space really for the benefit of all the residential buildings within this particular donut. And what I'm trying to figure out is what assistance could we get? I mean, I know that the Street Life Committee has some ability to communicate with the state liquor authority. I have already reached out myself. I've gotten like virtually no response. There's no one you can actually call. No one will respond to you. I'm hoping there's someone within the Street Life Committee that has some contact that can assist in this particular effort. And then with respect to the Department of Buildings, I know it may not be the Street Life Committee's particular remit, but there's got to be some way, because we know that, and there's already a violation on record, that they are in violation of the CO and need to either remedy it or stop using the space. But if you keep pushing and delaying the hearing, like, is there no remedy whatsoever that they can keep pushing the hearing and continue to use that space forever?
Yeah.
What we're looking for is some assistance in trying to figure out how we can help, or how really the committee or the board can help remedy the situation.
Yeah, thank you, Lil. There's three things that come to mind before I go to Marco and then to Elaine. So First is we can have the board office reach out to DOB to try to figure out what is going on and what has been going on with these delays and these violations. We can also have the board office reach out to SLA, if it is confirmed, or to have them look into whether they're serving liquor in that space, which is beyond the bounds of their, and would be in violation of their liquor license. So we could do that. And then thirdly, I'm saying all three together because I don't think this last one should, because we've already tried this approach, is invite them in again. But I don't want that to be the only recourse, because obviously, as you said, they came in, gave assurances, seems like it hasn't worked. So I'm happy to invite them in again, but not to further delay those other actions. So I would propose taking those two other steps of having our board office reach out to DOB and the SLA, while also requesting that they come back in to address these issues again on that basis. So with that, I will go to Marco, because I'm sure he's more well-versed on the DOB piece. Can you unmute Leo again, just so we can keep him on?
Sorry, I didn't realize if I unmuted, I couldn't unmute again. So I'd certainly appreciate all that, Abraham. On those different action items, like can we identify someone on the committee who will be responsible for that? I need to know who I can talk to. And I'm happy to call you or reach out to you yourself directly, Abraham, or is it, is it Zachary? Is it?
It's through the board office. So either Zachary or Will would be the point of contact, just because. So again, because we're a public entity, all actions have to be transparent. So all actions go centrally through the board office. So that's why that's why I'm looking to them.
Yeah,
okay.
You can contact me, Leo. I work at the board office, and we could get the ball rolling on that. We have contacted the DOB. We have another constituent here. Her name is Vivian, who also brought up the issue as well. So far that the DOB has confirmed like the ECB violation is indeed for the backyard usage, and that they have defaulted on their payments. And I'll also put the the office number in my email and chat, so you can reach me.
Okay, that would be appreciated. Thanks.
Thank you, Johan. The point right here is next. First of all, I think I agree with you. We have to bring back this restaurant owner. We had to tell him what he offered the first time. We are happy isn't it? So we can review it, or we can ask them why he promised and then he doesn't obey what he stand up for what he said before. That's the first point. The second point is I absolutely agree. We have to take action with what you're saying. Yes, it's a violation of the liquor license, and we have to write down to the liquor license authority that's going beyond what was granted. Now, the other issue right here is, first of all, let's go clarify. This restaurant is grandfathered. This is located in a residential district. In reality, they shouldn't be there because it was before the regulations. It is grandfather. We accept that. So a grandfather, you cannot increase 1 more inch. So if they are planning to figure it out how to obtain the use of the rear yard, that's an increase of grandfather, and that's a violation. The other issue that we can do is similar like the applicants of 210 62nd Street, if I'm not wrong. We have to write down a letter to the commissioner of the Department of Business to ask them that they are disobeying what the commissioner ordered to do that. So if they disobey, so therefore more inspectors will be there, and probably they will keep rising the amount of the violation, and then probably even to impose a daily violation, because this is the only part that it hurts to those people that doesn't want to listen. So we have to figure out something before to take these strong actions. We have to give you the second chance, which I don't like it there to do that, but we can bring him back next month, and we can tell them they have to establish. He has to be serious. because we cannot trust a person that come in, they offer and they don't do anything. And they try to figure it out to run away of his own agreement. So my advice is, let's go invite them. Let's go notify the liquor license authority because they are in violation. They violate that they shouldn't serve anything on the rear yard. Yeah, they can serve outside, that's fine, but no in the rear yard. So move in that direction, but we have to see this restaurant owner next month in our community meetings. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Marco. And Elaine.
Just wanted to add, the backyard doesn't have another egress. I think the fire department has to be called in and let them do a inspection, and they will shut that down. I mean, the fire department has strength, and they can go in. And I just walked down that block the other day. Do they have a roadbed outside, restaurant outside? I thought so. We should look at that for compliance. I think it had a roof, if I'm not mistaken.
It does.
Yeah, so that's again a violation. But I think let's go for the fire department and see what they can do. Okay, because I know other restaurants can't have a backyard because of the fire department regulations. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Ryan?
Appreciate that, Elaine.
Okay.
Hand up, Ryan?
Yes, hi. Hi, I actually also live in the same building as Leo and Vivian. Thank you for the ideas. For the second chance, honestly, in the first meeting, I think we were very hopeful that they would respect your decisions, our decisions in terms of, they assigned a manager and someone that we could communicate with. I think they are the owners are very politically correct and well-spoken and good salesmen. So, however, for this specific instance, I know we are very, we give second chances. This is the fourth chance or fifth chance, I believe. It's not the second chance. And they not only disturb the neighbors, but they also disturb people who are kids who are sleeping, who go to school next day, or elderly. They don't care. I think the fire department is a very good recommendation. It will instantly put things in place or maybe slow down. And going there, visiting them, I know that a lot of officials work until 6 p.m. This noise happens after 9 p.m., after 10 p.m. that disturbs. So, as I said, and in the last meeting, because of the other important matters, we waited 3 hours or so just to speak up, just to, thanks for giving this chance to us. But for some people, it's hard to take time from work or from their daily family lives just to express their, some are anger, some are like thoughts, but we rely on you guys to help us, show us the direction. And you are the authority for us. And we respect so much the committee being existing. And thank God you are here so that you can hear us. But you are the ones who can actually take serious, real actions. And I think these restaurant owners are afraid of you more than we communicating with the store manager or the owner, or at goodwill. Of course, we don't have anything, we can't dictate them anything, but you have the power. And so I would appreciate if this could be a priority, especially before the summer comes. And I know that last summer it was very loud. And I know they are preparing for it, and it will be loud as well. And I don't want to spend another summer waking up in the middle of the night because of any drunk customers of them screaming, laughing, and it's unfair. And also it's unfair to other restaurants who cannot open backyard rights. This could be grandfathered, but as long as they don't disturb the neighbors. That's all I have to say. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Ryan. And yes, just to be clear, we have, and to recap the action items. So what we can already do, so we are going to invite them again because it's worth to have their voice again. However, that is not going to stop us from taking the actions that we discussed with regards to the fire department, with regards to continuing to a dialogue and following up with the Department of Buildings, and with reaching out to SLA to let them know that there is this potential violation of the license and that they should go investigate and explore to see what they can do. With regards to calling them in, it's to let them know that we've commenced this actions, and if they want us to stop seeking further escalation, which might involve further violations and higher penalties, etc., then they need to get their act together. But I think doing these things will also let them know that we've already commenced and that we are serious and that they need to take this seriously as well. So it's a concerted action, and I definitely get the concern of we're not going to wait to do these things. So I hope that addresses both of your concerns. And Leo, again, you have Zachary's contact info, number, email. He can be the point of contact at the board office so that we make sure we have these ready.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's in the chat. So yes, thank you.
In the chat.
Great. Thank you. Marco.
Thank you, Ibrahim. This is a very good summary and very strong summary, as you said. And thank you for that. And I would like to go call for adjourn the meeting.
Okay, great. So if there's no other hands, then I will second that, and we'll wish everyone a good night and thank you very much and appreciate all of your input. And see you next month. All right, cheers. Good night.